Well, now, since he's back from Comic-Con, now's my chance to give him his gift. It's somewhere. Let me find it. Ah, there it is.
I got all my Chucky collections. Perfect. And now... Who the hell's at the door?
No. Another Chucky movie? Oh no. Fuck.
Hey guys, this is P.M.R.Bonez88, and today is October, and that means it's going to be a horror fanatic all month long. So which means today for our horror movie review that we'll be talking about today is none other than the Cult of Chucky. For this sixth installment of the Child's Play franchises, I find this quite entertaining. At first I did say it was dark and very scary. But then again, I have to take back the word scary. Dark, okay, but how should I say dark comedy?
Wait a second, you had to rewatch it?
I couldn't just review it and say, hey, this is a great Chucky franchise unlike the other sequels. I had to at least rewatch it just to be sure and then review it to see what I think of it.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Hey, don't give me that look. I'm not afraid of you.
Idiot. So Damascene yet again directed this sixth film, and the stars of it, Brad Dourif, of course, which we all know him as the voice of Chucky. Fiona Dourif came back from The Curse of Chucky, and even guest stars Jennifer Tilly and Alex Vincent. And speaking of Alex Vincent, I actually did saw him back in New York City Comic-Con.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and those of you who don't believe me, here's a little picture with me and him. That's me dressing up as wearing the battle damaged Spider-Man costume. He was nice. He was definitely a nice guy.
You meant the Alex Vincent that played little Andy Barkley?
Yeah, I met him.
You lucky bastard.
I know I am. And don't you forget it. Now for a Cult of Chucky, is it a good scary horror franchise? Or is it just probably a plain dark comedy film? Or quite really beyond terrible. Honestly, some fans like this movie and some hated it and some say, it's okay. But it's definitely quite better than the Seed of Chucky and maybe perhaps Bride of Chucky.
Well, Cult of Chucky, I'm glad they didn't bring it in theaters. Because eventually, thanks to Damascene, that he directed this film again, it looks like now he's starting to lose his motive of making this Child's Play franchises. He honestly cannot even make it serious or funny. He couldn't just break the balance of it. And that was the problem with Cult of Chucky.
But to me, Cult of Chucky is actually a fairer sequel. Even so, we got so many puns that Chucky's been using a lot. And for the doll himself, he's not as quite enhancing. He looks quietly dull and he reminds me of one of those Cabbage Patch Kids dolls. So this movie begins where Annie goes out on a date with this girl. He explains to her about his event with Chucky and it didn't work out. And where Nika is now being accused for murdering her whole entire family and now is being committed to a psychiatric hospital where all the crazy people are at. So eventually right now she's starting to go probably a bit crazy, but she knows that she didn't do it and Chucky did it. But nobody believes her, not even the doctor. The doctor claims that Chucky wasn't really real and it was all in her head. But we see a lot of patients at the hospital. We see one guy that has a identity crisis, a lady that believes that she is a ghost, another patient that now has a good guy doll, which claims that that's her baby, and another patient that has some anger issues. Plus, we even get to see is the doctor and is trying to make Nika better. But unfortunately, I think this doctor, he's kind of a creepy rapist doctor guy.
The whole entire facility is full of loonies.
In fact, everyone in this hospital is sick.
Nika, however, she was practically normal, but she was going downhill up to the lower level of where Chucky is.
So now that we have not just one Chucky doll, but two dolls of Chucky, and in fact we're not even sure which one is the real deal. Before I go a little further, spoiler alert folks, if those of you have not seen this movie, don't watch this video. Watch The Cult of Chucky on Netflix, or if you have it on Blu-ray and DVD, watch it first and then come back to my review. But if those of you aren't interested and you'd rather just keep on watching it and get spoiled, please continue on. Somehow there is some big surprising about Chucky. He learned a little something technique, and personally he could not just do one Chucky doll but multiple Chuckies. He could take his soul and put it onto the next doll, and then the next, and the next, and the next. This reminds me, what is he doing? Is he doing a Harry Potter ripoff, getting all the Horcrux out of his system?
He sort of explained it, but not too well. Not even close to at least explaining how he managed to do that. And the scene where the doctor hypnotizes Nika, and yet somehow that Chucky knocked him out twice, but then in the second time, he brought in all three Chuckies, and they were practically, how should I say, fucked up. One got his hand melted, the other lost an arm, and, the other, let's just say he got a haircut.
Unfortunately, that Cult of Chucky seems to be a little clueless, and practically it doesn't really give us the answers, probably not until the next Chucky movie. You see, folks, this is why they should never make another sequel. Curse of Chucky was a perfect finale to end of the Child's Play franchises, because right after, during the after ending credits, and where we see that Chucky go find his Andy, and then Andy just blows his head off, and that was the end of Chucky. You see, they should have ended right there, but unfortunately they just wanted to keep going on until who knows how long that Chucky will live. He can't live forever. He has to die soon. The kills were very interesting, but not too creative or scary, except during the part where Chucky just drilled the guy's hole in the back of his head. That was pretty sick.
But there, Andy committed himself so he could try to rescue Nika, but his plan failed. Biggest climactic scene ever. Andy just shoved his hand right into Chucky's stomach to grab his gun. He shot him so many times into his body, and up to the last minute, bam, bullet to the head. Why couldn't he just shot him in the head just to end him? Not shooting and wasting his bullets. Because there was another Chucky doll coming after him. Coincidence?
The designing of the doll, I felt it was just fair, but somehow it reminded me of one of those Jim Henson's Muppets. He didn't even look too scary, because throughout the other Child's Play franchises, his structure, his expressions, they were starting to become more human. But in Seed of Chucky and Curse of Chucky, his development, his evolution, it looked like he was becoming a Cabbage Patch Kid friendly doll. I just didn't really like the design of him. And one scene that his neck was really long, and then the next he was back being all chubby, like a chubby face again, so cute and all. But unlikely, I think they could have done better. They maybe should have just kept the design with the scars and all. That looked pretty scary, but without the scars, they should have done that. I thought they were I think they were going to take it to the next level, how Chucky could have been more darker and sinister, just like what they did to Curse of Chucky. In the Curse of Chucky, he was very darker, he was scary, and he wasn't that funny. but now in the Cult of Chucky, he's funny again. I don't know what happened after. What, did Don Mancini start losing it? I think it just deserves another chance. Maybe it deserves another chance just to watch it again, just rewatch it and see what you all think. And another thing, with Jennifer Tilly returning, that was definitely a great comeback, just bringing her back to play as Tiffany. And surprisingly, at the end, and once again, spoiler alert, that she had the doll herself, so looks like now there's two Tiffanys. The doll Tiffany and the life-size human Tiffany, which still possessed by Jennifer Tilly. With Fiona Dorff's performance of playing as Nika, I think that was great of her returning and realizing how crazy she was, and plus surviving from Chucky. But likely, I think her character was very interesting once again. So just to rate this film, for Cult of Chucky, I'll have to give this a 7.5 out of 10.
It is worth giving it another shot, but frankly, out of what I just seen, if Don Mancini returns to direct this film again, if this will be the last, please kill Chucky!
It's not the worst sequel out of the Child's Play franchises. It's not the best, but however, it is a fair used sequel. And with all the characters possibly almost returning, it almost felt like it was kind of a reunion, but not really, because Don Mancini is going to direct and probably end this Child's Play franchise once and for all. Pray to God. But with all the clues and the puzzles and all the visual effects, they were definitely looked like they were not quite theatrical wise. They were definitely looked like it belongs into a TV movie. So those of you who are a big hardcore Chucky fan, and if you really want to see the Cult of Chucky, I would just say just give it a chance. Personally, it's not really the best, and it's not really the worst. Stepping into the direction that Don Mancini was trying to do, I think he was starting to lose his edge. And yeah, I do have this movie on Blu-ray and DVD. And this is P.M.R.Bonez88 signing off, and saying is, peace!